families, lots of great positive feedback. I was looking back through the surveys and people are just overwhelmingly appreciative and supportive of our family engagement initiative, which is also really nice to see, you know. And then also this week we're having our book fair. So it's been kind of crazy. And I just want to say a public appreciation for Kim Sauerman. She's our media specialist who manages all of that chaos at the book fair and ensures that, you know, every kid is able to buy something, whether it's, you know, through the PTA or families or anything, where every kid gets a little something. So I just want to say thanks to Kim. And then rewind another week. A week ago we had our talent show. So we have been super busy at talent. And the talent show, thanks Polly for coming. It was so good. It's such a sweet opportunity to see kids shine in different ways. And so, yeah, we've been having fun and then looking forward to math night coming up on February 27th. So it's a busy month, busy, short, but long month. And it's just all very positive. So I'm really grateful. I'll pass it to Aaron.
Good evening, board. Aaron Santi, PTRA principal. A couple things from PTRA. We're excited to have the Pollinator Project coming tomorrow to do an in-person presentation for our students. They'll be presenting Intro to Pollinators, an interactive science workshop for our kindergarten through 8th graders. First time having them, but we've heard a lot of good things. We're looking forward to their presentation. Also, our office manager is going to be hard at work next week getting ready for family math night, counting M&Ms, Skittles, and gummy worms as we get ready our estimation station out there at the high school. So if you guys have a chance to come by, that's our iReady math night. And so she and I will be personing that booth. We're excited about that. I also just wanted to share really quickly. We had a family who the mom got in a car accident, totaled her car, broke her ankle, which was a sad thing. She's okay, but the student had no transportation to get to TMS for his band elective or to Talent or Talent Maker City. And so kind of through some work with Tiffany and RBTD and our office manager, we were able to get them a bus pass. The kiddo is now riding the RBTD bus to TMS and our school bus to get to Talent Maker City. And so the mom was super appreciative of that and just happy that we went out of our way to try to help him get to where he needs to go. So wanted to share that. We were happy to do that for them. And then also I want to share on behalf of Shauna, the Phoenix Elementary Positives. She's out right now at their family love of learning night right now. That's going on over at PES. So she wanted to share that this week they started ELPA testing for ELL students. Wanted to thank Carrie Baker for leading their two-way immersion teachers and preparing students for this assessment. One strategy she's been employing this year is offering before school Rosetta Stone practice for our newcomers. They regularly have upwards of 15 students participating each morning in that process. In addition, they're also offering after-school migrant math support organized by Maria Lee and Laura Millette and staffed by the crew out there, which is Marla Dentino, Amy Hartley, Estrella Medrano, Carrie Baker, Laura Blake, and Crisol Meza. Again, ton of effort being made to support student learning after school in that program. Finally, they finished their last round of fulfilling Aaron's Law by having the Jackson County Sexual Assault Response Team come to provide age-appropriate lessons to all the classes. Very appreciative of this partnership, and our students were receptive and engaged in those lessons. So that's from PES. And Allison from Talent.
Thanks, Aaron. Allison Haas, Assistant Principal at Talent Middle School. Just a few things. Last Friday, we iReady winter testing, and we're able to really students. Okay. Yeah. Students got raffle tickets if they showed some growth, and we were able to give away almost 50 prizes to lucky winners. So it's a lot of excitement Friday afternoon. And so we want to thank our math and language arts teachers, as well as Richard Bird, Jamar Boyd, and Curran Wilson for all of their help and really making for a really successful winter testing season. And then yesterday, I just wanted to highlight, we had a really sweet staff meeting in which we were able to take some time in the first part of the meeting to really be in community with one another. And as a school, we've been doing a lot of work around community building circles with our students. And so as a staff, we were able to come together with a circle prompt around really sharing appreciation for others in our building. And so it was a really special moment to be able to hear from everybody, and just another reminder about how special Talent Middle School is and the staff at Talent Middle School. And so I want to thank Jamar Boyd and our counselors, Liz Fletcher and Bree Bates, for their support in planning and getting that meeting going. And then really a big appreciation for our staff for leaning in to our time as a community in the way that they did. And then lastly, as I'm sure you know, it's School Resource Officer Appreciation Day. So of course, we just want to highlight how amazing our partnership is and how incredible it is to have Sergeant Lehman on our campus full-time this year. Having him full-time is such a gift for our students, our staff, our community. And we just really enjoyed being able to honor him today in the way that he deserved, with some really fun treats and surprises from our students. So we want to, of course, thank Sergeant Lehman for his service to us every day. And then thank you to our district and our board and the Talent Police Department for allowing this partnership to happen and having our amazing SRO.
Hi, everybody. Dave Earhart, Phoenix High School. Well, we've been busy. Okay. We've got some of our DECA folks here. 15 kids placed in the top 20 at DECA state competition. Currently sorting out all the results, but expect a large crew to represent PHS at the national event in California this spring. And we have a state DECA off Quintana. So wonderful, Javi. We're one of 76 schools in the state that is offering boys volleyball this spring. It's a new sport adopted as an emerging sport by the OSAA. Last year we did it, and this year we've got another crew that would like to do that, or a lot of the same kids. One of 9 schools in the state selected to receive free uniforms, and we'll play a full season with 14 league matches. Practices start next month. Boys basketball PHS ranked 10th in the state, and we'll play for the conference championship Tuesday night in Klamath Falls. Girls and boys basketball are both advanced to the postseason, so it's pretty neat for both those programs. It's an iron group. They've got 6 varsity girls, and they keep figuring out a way to win games. So it's really neat to see. 59 kids had perfect attendance in the second quarter. We've talked a lot about attendance, and we've got 59 perfect ones at PHS, and they got a donut today. Today we celebrated, like Allison said, we celebrated our SRO, Aaron Hull, who's absolutely amazing. He's just got such a great connection. You guys can all say that. You know, you see Officer Hull every day, and he's a staff member. He's wonderful. He just has broken down so many barriers and become an amazing, he's a true resource for our kids and our staff. PHS swimmers qualified 8 kids for state, or in 8 events. We're up there this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday in Tualatin. PHS wrestlers qualified 2 for state. We'll compete next week in Portland. And finally tonight, my hotel budget is exhausted for the school year after all this. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, Amy Hans here with Food Service, and I just have to, I know I don't have to tell everybody sitting in this room, but my accentuate this positive tonight has to be said because my entire crew would just smack me if I didn't. But we are so lucky to have such a wonderful superintendent, and I know we all know that, but Brent Berry took the time out of his day and last week to meet with my entire staff and really just help us all understand the strategic plan for the district and make us all feel included and, you know, valuable players and our role to play in that plan. And so that was huge for us, and we just really, really appreciated it. Some other little things in food service. As we all know, I've been talking about Future Chef. We've had 18 participants submit recipes. We will probably be narrowing that down to 6 to 9 contestants that will be competing on March 21st, Thursday. So I know Sarah says she wants to judge already. Any more volunteers for judging? I'll be sending out some invites to everyone. But we're really looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anything from the board? Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I have something to share with everybody. No, Polly did not do this to me this time. But she threatened, I'll tell you that. No, I have a granddaughter, and they live in Ashland, and she's up in middle school. So on to a couple of her games, and they've been against Talent Middle School, and Talent Middle School just waxed them. I mean, really bad. but I was rooting for my granddaughter, but I was also rooting for Talent Middle School. And I have to say this, Talent Middle School's team was very well coached. I mean, it just shows. So I just wanted to share that with you. And yeah, enough about Polly. So, okay.
That's good to hear because you heard we have 6 people on our varsity girls basketball team this
Yeah, I
year.
can
So
see.
it's good to hear that reinforcements are coming. Polly?
I wanted to talk a little bit about the talent show that I went to for my alma mater, Talent Elementary School. What guts it takes to get in front of, I want to say that I've been to the elementary schools, and it always seems like the talent has the most folks that are turning out. It seems like, I don't know what the dynamic is there, but the school theater, the high school theater was filled. There was there were no seats left in that place, and the kids were like so amazing. And even when they felt like the nerves got to them and they didn't remember what they were doing or whatever, the crowd supported them, and it was just wonderful to see the talents and an amazing flow that and all the work that goes into putting that event on, and I want to recognize that. There's other things that I attended in the last few days that I'm very proud of some of my clan over at the high school, but I'm not going to steal any more of that glory. But I'm very proud of what's happening over there in the DECA program at Phoenix High.
All right. And real quick, yeah, I had a chance to attend the Love of Reading night here at Orchard Hill. And I just want to thank the staff. They show up. I mean, working in schools is not untiring work. And so you work all day and then, you have this event after school and just the staff showing up with smiles on their faces and creating a welcome environment for our families and students, and just a lovely event and really, really well attended, as Kent said. So love that we're doing that, and excited about the district-wide math night coming up. That'll be really fun. So, all right. Very good. Next is citizens' comments. Did we have anybody in person who wished to speak before the board? Okay. Did we have anyone online who wished to speak before the board? Please use the raise your hand feature if you wish to speak. We have anyone online who wishes to speak before the board? Just raise your hand. Okay. Okay, we'll move to student representative reports.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. Once again, good seeing you again. But what I would like to talk about is the second of this week, our school held its ASVAB again, in which only 6 students showed up, which is kind of sad to see, but it's very nice to have that opportunity there for people who are wanting to take it and wanting to go into that path or to see what they could do. So that was a really nice thing to do again and hold. And we are getting our results back hopefully next week, in which the event holder will come back down and explain our scores and what things we could go into. And also our school's Brain Bowl thing is starting back again. It's essentially just a competitive trivia game against other schools, but our teacher, Mr. Therian, is holding it for us, and I'm glad he does that because it's a very fun thing to do. Otherwise, not too much happened this week.
Hi everyone, Ollie from Phoenix High School, and I just want to start off by congratulating the boys basketball team and the girls basketball team. Like I said, like Mr. Hart pointed out, they're 10 state, and they've just been doing really good. Going on to track and field is going to start soon, so I'm really excited for that. Mr. Cornetts, who is a very good recruiter, and I am excited to start that season off and happy to be back in that since I wasn't able to compete last year. And I know a lot of new people are joining this year, which I'm really excited to see where that will take us. And I want to talk about the State Career Development Conference or DECA that we just went to. Okay, my bad. That we just went to, and by no means I'm not trying to correct you, but we had 21 placing in the top 20, and 4 of us have locked in our ticket to Anaheim, California to compete at the national level, and many are still to be determined, and we're expecting many to bump up, like Mr. Earhart said. But I just want to dive deep into what we accomplished at the conference, which I'm really excited for. I brought something to show you guys from that conference, but we have the 3rd largest professional membership. No, we have the largest professional membership in the state, which includes having parents' emails and just professional DECA members, which I won't dive too deep into. And we won the Chapter Enthusiasm Award, which for a chapter like us, that is really exciting when there's chapters that have hundreds of people in them. So we really came in and just brought the energy right off the bat, which was amazing to see. And we have the 3rd largest membership increase. And I brought some of those to show you guys. Let me.
Do you want to mention like how many people in total were competing at state? You know?
From our team, I think there was around 1,000 people. And it's kind of amazing because if you would have told me freshman year that I would have been competing somewhere where I have to take a 100-question test and talk in front of people, I would have laughed. I would have laughed. But I think the big part of that is the community we're building at PHS and Miss Fairmont. She's been doing amazing at recruiting us and just making it feel like a nice, friendly environment, because without that, I would not be sitting there putting in so much time and effort into that and taking 100-question tests for fun. Does that make sense? It could be. So it's been an amazing experience. And also, 3 of us, David Ariano and Seneca Agmar and myself, competed in an event and we got 1st place at state. We got Growing the Glass. David Ariano placed in all 3 of his events, got glass for all of them in the state, which is amazing. It's very competitive. And Seneca Eichmeyer got 2 glasses, 1 in her individual and 1 with our team at state. So also Macau Potts and David Ariano placed, which is one of the events David placed in. So Macau Potts, he did well also. And I just wanted to talk about them. And also it's our Miss Fairmont, who's joining us today, is also going to be the head of the board for the DECA organization. So that's exciting. And also we also have our first state officer in 14 years. So see where this takes us next year. We're also excited for this year, but even more excited for what we can do next year. So that's what I have.
Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna top that, but I will definitely try. Um, so last meeting I talked about the dance that we were holding the next Friday, and I would just like to say that dance, from my perspective, went really well. We had about 100, maybe some more people show up for the dance, and it was really fun. So that was really great. And then I also want to talk about a Work to Be Well event that we have coming up this Wednesday that, of course, you all are invited to. It's a finger painting, and we're going to be watching Inside Out. So, yes, it's going to be really fun. Where there's going to be snacks and paint supplies and all that. And then at the basketball games, we had 50-50. And if you don't know what 50-50 is, people buy tickets and then they can get half of the money that we earn from selling tickets. And we raised a lot of money for our Sparrow Giovanni that way. And then speaking of that, we have a couple more fundraisers that we're planning to do. We have a bake sale. We're going to be selling t-shirts, the talent show, and the staff and student basketball game. More information coming soon. And then I'm also in BSU, and we are going to a summit pretty soon. So I'm pretty excited for that. Yeah, definitely did not top Javier's, but oh, and the future chef competition, I just wanted to say I did that when I was little. I have a picture of me and Mr. Barry together when I won second place in that. So I just think it's pretty cool that we're still doing that. And I'm definitely volunteering again like I did last year. So yeah, just wa- yes, yes, just want to put that out there.
You can bring your trophy next board meeting if you want and show it off. Okay.
All right. I wanted to talk about, there's a few things going on this week, but one of the big ones is that juniors started SBAC. So last week we did a like popcorn kickoff. So every junior got a ticket and we all got to like get a little bag of popcorn from Les Schwab and put whatever seasonings on it, just to kind of like support us through that stressful week. Most teachers are doing it just on block days, and some teachers are doing it the whole week this week. But it's just everyone's been really supportive and trying to like understand that after you take that test, your brain is just kind of fried. So that was that. And then also we have FFA week coming up. And I was thinking about that and kind of how FFA is a huge commitment. And as someone who's shown a 4-H animal and you have to raise it for multiple months, and sometimes you even breed your own animals, that goes on for months and months. And I, at some point, want to collaborate with the school and try to have them recognized as a sport, just as we have with color guard and band, because they do a lot. And sometimes they even go, I mean, my sister shows steers. She goes from October to July raising an animal. And I think if that shows commitment, I don't know what does. And so that's just something I wanted to talk about.
Asking when the FFA auction is.
It's not this upcoming Sunday, but the Sunday after. Let me look for the the 25th is when the FFA auction is. So go to that.
Good job and good information from all of you. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, next is superintendent report. I guess we're calling it the assistant superintendent report, right? Okay, welcome, Tiffany.
Thank you, Chairman Campbell. Tonight I have the privilege of standing in for Superintendent Brent Berry as he attends the National Superintendent's Conference. And I'm pleased to provide you with some updates within our district. As the high school and middle school already mentioned, today marks School Resource Officer Day and Appreciation Day. And so I too, on behalf of the district, would like to extend appreciation to Ken Lehman and Aaron Hull, our school resource officers, and thank them for their commitment to ensure the safety and well-being of our students and our staff. You know, Heather and Aaron mentioned Family Math Night, and I'm going to mention it again because it's super exciting. So February 27th, 5:30 in the Phoenix High School Commons. Thank you, Sarah, for already volunteering. This is our first district Family Math Night. And this is going to follow the ongoing engagement sessions that our elementary have, where they're getting the reports from their iReady. So we have folks from iReady coming to present some valuable information and resources of how families can support their children in math at home. But it's also an exciting evening with games and raffle prizes. I'd like to express gratitude to Charlene Patton. She is the Executive Assistant of Teaching and Learning, and she has really sought after a lot of donations. And so we received a couple $1,000s in donations from local businesses and our curriculum providers to buy the raffle prizes. So they're amazing raffle prizes, including a new iPad is one of the raffle prizes, all math related. So we hope that you can stop by. Flory, the iReady mascot, will be there. And, there's going to be a special guest that I was going to keep a secret, but we can keep it in here. Snarg is here. Snarg has made it the dog from iReady. So we're pretty excited about that. I wanted to update the board about yesterday's incident at Phoenix High School where there was a lockdown. There was a potential threat in the vicinity of the school. So it was not school related, but out of an abundance of precaution, the school, as well as Family Nurturing Center, Head Start, Phoenix Elementary School, and Armadillo went into a lockout procedure just to protect the staff and students located on our campuses. The suspect that was walking nearby was apprehended without incident. And so I really want to thank the staff, the administration at Phoenix High School, as well as Officer Hull for making sure that our staff was safe and responding in a calm, quick manner. Finally, I was at senior basketball night on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. Sarah, I saw you. I tried to yell, but it was pretty loud. It was just a reminder to me what a special place our school community is. Not only does Dave do a very nice job throwing quite the event, our band, our cheerleaders, our winter guard, that was all just spectacular to see, as well as our boys and girls varsity basketball teams both won their games. So that was exciting. The boys game was a nail biter to the very end. There were a lot of what made it so special to me, there were a lot of staff members present, and not just Phoenix High School staff members, which was great, but even middle school and elementary teachers and staff that were there to see their former students at their last high school home basketball games. So it just was, again, a reminder of what a special place I have the privilege of working in. And I'd like to thank each board member for the support to make sure that our district stays just a great place to work and a great place to live. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Well done. Brent's got his work cut out for him. Okay. Next is a consent agenda. I noticed on the agenda, there's one item that's actually not up for action tonight, and that's the date change for the board meeting. I think we took that off, right, Denise, because Brent wanted to be here, or do we just not have it in board book as an action item? I was wondering if we needed to. Okay, no problem. No, it's okay. Okay, so the agenda that you see that we're approving in the consent agenda is correct then. So we will be taking action on that tonight. Okay, great. So we don't need to make any amendments to the motion. So I'll just take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Sarah. Second. Thank you, Nancy. Any objections? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved. Okay. Action items. The first action item, H1, criteria for evaluating the superintendent. So just a reminder, we've been discussing either continuing with the process we've used in years past or adopting the OSBA process for next year and having some support from the staff at OSBA to walk us through that process and help facilitate that process. So do I have, if somebody is inclined, they could make a motion and then we could discuss if you'd like.
Yep. Go. I move to adopt the OSBA superintendent evaluation provided in the appendices of the superintendent evaluation workbook.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Sarah. Discussion?
I'm really excited that we're moving forward with this new process and appreciated the training that we had and the opportunity to have a full year to really look at it prior to giving the evaluation next year. I know as a new board member, when you're given the previous form and you're like, how do I do this? So I really appreciate the training on the front end of how to do it well, and that ties into the strategic plan. So I don't know why we didn't do this a long time before, but I'm thankful we're doing it now.
And I'm grateful for the continuous process improvement. You know, we've used tools because that's what we had, and now that we have a different tool, I'm excited to implement that and just learn alongside you all, and just learn different ways to be more thoughtful and intentional in the way that we're supporting our superintendent. So I'm grateful for this process, this up and coming new process.
Do you have something, Polly? Or Rick? Oh, go ahead.
I appreciated the training we had, and we went over the other approach, but I really like what we've have been doing over the past few years. In comparison, the two, I think it's been very thorough, and it covers all the pertinent areas that we need. So I'm kind of the old school on this one. Of course, I'm old, so what do you do?
You said it, Rick.
I
Nobody else
said
did.
it, but you nodded approval.
For sure. So I think, the way the motion is to adopt the new process. So if you did not want to do that, you could vote no. Yeah, but thank you for, I think, did you have something, Pauline? I don't want to step up. I think the current process is okay, and I think the various items that we use to evaluate are okay. I think it's more about process for me. So what I'm excited about is the quarterly check-ins and working with someone who can help facilitate and incorporating more of the strategic plan into the evaluation process. So, we're going to use this process, but if there are specific things within that we want to bring from the old one, we could certainly do that if it's so that's always an option. I think this is the beginning of a process of nailing it all down. So, but yeah, valid point. And I am supportive of the new process. Yeah. Okay. Shall we vote? Oh, we have a question. Yes, please.
I just wanted to ask what the differences between the processes were, because
Yeah.
Yes.
Rick, since you have spoken of preference to what we've done for years, would you talk about what we have done for years? She's asking the difference. So can you speak to how we have given the superintendent evaluation potentially until we adopt this new way?
I don't have a copy. Do you have a copy of it? Yeah, but I can't get on. There's. Okay. Okay, I'll give you my interpretation of this is that there are 4 major areas that we looked at for the superintendent, and planning and governance. That was one.
Mine's bigger.
Okay.
I have that.
And then number 2 was management of the district. And number 3 is communication, and number 4 was personal qualities. And under those 4 groupings, let's see how we.
Which one do you want to go to?
Let's go to the first one.
Okay.
We have kind of a report. Yeah, okay, there's several items there. Provides leadership and vision in developing mission and goals. That's one. Another one is offers strategies to board based on sound research and study and so forth. So there's various ones there, and then they're reading across. We give a report card in effect, a grading, giving the number of 4 for exceptional, 3 for outstanding, 2 for needs improvement, and 1, what is that, ineffective? And it's pretty thorough if we went through all the questions that are asked. Is that so?
Yeah, we'll make sure you get a copy of those so you can look at them too. Yeah. There's a lot of similarities actually, just said differently. One of the biggest things that I think has led to wanting to make this change is we want to incorporate more relevant and recent happenings within the district. Specifically, we have a strategic plan focused on attendance and graduation and freshmen on track and reading and math. And so wanting to incorporate more frequent touch points with the superintendent to discuss those things. So, and then also we're going to be working with someone from the Oregon School Boards Association who will help facilitate it with us, especially this first year. So that's a big change because normally we kind of do it on our own. So. Yeah, the other thing is, there's one thing, in terms of like how you do the ratings, we're gonna make a change to how we do the ratings so that we're doing the ratings as a board rather than as individuals, and that's a big change too. So, but is considered a best practice. Yeah. Good question. Thanks for asking. Okay, should we vote? Any more discussion? Okay. Nancy,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Rick.
I'll say no.
Okay, Polly.
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion is approved. Gotta have a no vote every once in a while. It's good.
Just
Good.
keep you on your toes.
Yeah, it's good. Can't always agree on everything. Okay. The next item is the SOESD 24-25 local service plan and comprehensive support plan. I have a motion.
I can make the motion. I move to approve the SOESD 24-25 local service plan and SSA comprehensive support plan as presented.
I second that.
Thank you, Polly. Thank you, Nancy. Any discussion? I'll just say last year, the board did not approve this plan. And speaking of voting no, that was a good segue. I just want to express appreciation for Scott Beveridge and the staff at Southern Oregon ESD for, we're one of many districts within the SOESD, and they really took our feedback to heart and made some immediate changes in response to that feedback. So we thank them for that. Any more discussion? Okay, Nancy,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Polly?
Yes.
I vote yes. Service plan is approved. Okay, next is the date change of the June 20th board meeting to June 18th.
I move to change board meeting date from June 20 to June 18.
I second that.
Thank you, Polly and Nancy. Any discussion? Okay, you like how I like shook my head as I asked for a discussion? We were going from the 20th to the 18th. Yeah, that's a Tuesday. Yeah. Okay, Nancy? Sarah?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Polly?
Yes.
I vote yes. Meeting date is changed. And last is the local wellness policy. Do I have a motion?
I'm gonna take a wag at it, just because
There-
it's great. I move to, yeah, I can't.
It's, well, last, it's just funny because there was a time when we didn't have.
But
just a
that was
motion
before my
like
time,
that.
so I
Okay,
put myself
got
up
it.
there on a limb, really.
You're doing great. You go for it.
I move to approve the board policy EFA, local wellness as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Polly. Thank you, Don. Any discussion? It's a good thing there's a recess after this. All right. Nancy,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Polly,
Yes.
I vote yes. Okay. 10-minute recess, back at 6:55. We had to catch up. We had to find out how Garrett did on his ASVAB. He did great. Okay. Facilities bond update. John, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Board. I'm very happy to be here. I don't have a lot. My guys, you have been put ES and man, I can't get any closer. I'm about to climb into the microphone. I wanted to send a shout out to my guys. We've been working really hard on adding walk-in coolers to Phoenix Elementary and Talon Elementary. And as of tomorrow, we will be finished with that project. All of those extra projects, which we take on a lot of it, are on top of our maintenance. And my guys really step up, so I'm proud of them. And I also wanted to thank Sodexo because they've been very patient. We are occupying a lot of their space, and they're super excited for the upgrade. And the only other news I have is the board approved for us to request the TES and TMS seismic to come out of ESSER 3, and we got approval from ODE and the state, so that will be happening. It is, but it also preserves some of the bond funds so that we can do other projects. Any questions?
Don's, are you going to ask a question? Oh, okay. She looked like she was gearing up, right? Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And please, please commend your staff on our behalf. Thank you so much. All that hard work. Okay, Yasmin. Oh, she needs a microphone.
Good evening, board. So you have the financial report for the end of January. And as you can see, the estimated ending fund balance is higher just because I removed the contingency. And I also adjusted some of the expenditures that I could see that we weren't going to spend the full amount. So that's why right now I have it at 8.6 million, and it's at 20% of revenues. Another thing that you can see on the report, for example, the state school fund, you can see that we have received through January 859,000 more than the year before. So that illustrates how much of a difference it makes the having the state school fund at 10.2 billion compared to 9.3, because we are pretty much at the same ADMW of 2,784, 785. So that provides $461 more per student just on funding. And so that represents a $1.283 million increase. So for the capital projects fund, right now our balance as of January 31st is $4,683,000. And like John mentioned, you know, having that approval for ESSER 3 for the seismic is huge. Right now, our approval is about 4.6 million, but if not all the projects are done with ESSER 3, we are able to increase it and they can adjust it for us. We already got confirmation for that, which is great, because the full seismic project is at 5.2 million. For construction excise tax, we have 412,000 as of January 31st. And the last page for ESSER, as you can see, I had updated and adjusted all the different categories according to what was approved by the ODE, and that includes the TMS and TS seismic approved projects. So our estimated ending balance for ESSER 3 is $0. Okay.
Is the bond money on here?
Yes, it's on your second page, capital projects fund.
Oh, capital projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 4.683 million leftover.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because we use the ESSER money for the
Yes,
track.
exactly. So we don't have to
Take it,
you know,
because the
take-
bond funds are, we don't have a timeline and they're a little bit more flexible, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So John can speak more about that. You know, he's more knowledgeable than I am, but because that's part of the proceeds that, you know, from interest and other grants, then that money can be utilized afterwards. Because we already spent the first 85% that needed to be spent, and all the proceeds from the bond were already spent. So we're in a good shape right now. And the interest rate on the accounts that we have, you know, it's over 5% now. So that on itself is generating a lot of money. Like for the fund 100 for the general fund, it's going to provide around 500,000 for this year, just in interest. So that's huge. Yeah, that really helps for sure. Any other questions?
How long is the lock on that 5%? Like, how is it going to change?
So
Because I know
that's-
those interest rates are going down now.
Yeah, so it will have to do with, you know, how the market is behaving. So at this point, you know, all the interest rates are high.
Mhm.
So of course, you know, we're receiving also more interest on all the monies that we have on the local government investment pool account. And then we also opened a new account in AMCA Bank because they were offering 0.25% extra on top of whatever the LGIP was paying. So that on the last statement that I saw is actually the APR is at 5.39% when the LGIP was at 5%. So that's gonna give us a little bit more extra for the year. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do to predict this. Just 2-3 years ago, we were receiving less than 1%. So, I mean, for now, it's like, hey, we'll take it and it's going to help us for the future.
Just thinking about, I was wondering, I think I understand it, but I think just for the benefit of the record and just speaking about, if you could put into context our ending fund balance and the relationship of the House Bill 4026, the ADM security grant that we've gotten. Basically, you just look at the math. Without that, we would exhaust our ending fund balance within a biennium, correct?
For sure,
Yeah.
yes. So is if you look at your revenues, the second row, the HB 4026, we received $4.4 million. So if you take that off from the ending fund balance, cut it in half, pretty much, and then you can see the huge difference in the impact that it, you know, will have. And not only that, but we already have a 3% increase for next year negotiated. So there's no way around that. You know, we have to continue with our expenditures the way they're planned. And we're gonna start already budgeting for payroll next week. So we already start the process of budgeting and forecasting. So
Great, thank you so much.
you're very welcome.
Any other questions? Thank you so much for a thorough report. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Legislative OSBA update. We can usually just skip right through those. There's not really anything going on, right? It's the short session began last week or the week before last. So yeah, who's starting on that? Dawn or Sarah?
Before I started though, I wanted to give Nancy a chance to talk about, oh, now that she's joking, sorry, maybe not, maybe afterwards, to give Nancy a talk. She went to a training and I asked if she would like to share out a little bit about the training, because I think it's important for us to share out about our training. So Nancy, do you want to go first?
Thank you so much. And also, can I have permission to share about other upcoming trainings that are happening, which they would have been part of the ADI update? Thanks. So I recently went at the beginning of February to the Oregon Association of Latino Administrators Conference. And this conference, it's a vehicle to support and mentor Latino administrators, as well as Latino educators who aspire to become administrators in the state of Oregon. The conference is a venue for Latino and non-Latino educators, business and community leaders. And this conference also supports the efforts of numerous educators by providing valuable information ranging from informative strategies to support mental health, and also really being thoughtful about how to create better, stronger pathways to diversify our workforce. We oftentimes talk about that we do have diversity within our school district, but if you look at the different levels of the district, you start to see less and less diversity as you go up in different ranks of or different layers of education. So this was lovely. It was really, personally, I can't tell you how wonderful it is to see people doing amazing things that look just like me, where I don't have to explain certain things, where things just feel like they naturally flow, where there's an essence of a reflection of who I am. And this also, there's representation that looks so beautiful, so diverse, and just a lot of people doing really wonderful things. And I love it because it's really designed to support a wide range of people, right? Not just Latinos, but the non-Latino allies who also want to encourage and mentor and uplift this this field. One of the things that I really appreciated about this was multiple people said, you know, when I went to school, I never saw anybody like me. So now to be in a conference where there's like a principal that looks like me, an administrator that looks like me, a superintendent that looks like me, it's so, so wonderful and impactful. So I hope that we continue to open up opportunities, encourage, especially here in our region, encourage or partner with other agencies, education systems to create pathways to really encourage other people to pursue this really noble career. My next update, it's from Kelly, is not able to be here today, but I am happy to report for her. There is a Crafting Your Equity Lens training, March 12th through the 14th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It was really sweet. She said, the good news is you don't have to miss work. The bad news is you go after work. So it's a long, long day. But I can say, having personally attended, it's actually really, really beneficial. And Crafting Your Equity Lens, it'll provide you with the tools and guide others to actions. This 3-day workshop bolsters and sustains you on the journey of accountability, authenticity, vulnerability, and respect for everyone in the community. What these 3 days will cover is a lot of introspection, deeper connection through self-reflection, and equity lens creation and accountability. And this is open. It's happening here in Southern Oregon. It's happening in Ashland, actually, in March. If people would like to attend, please reach out to Kelly, and she can get you signed up. There is also openings for Coaching for Educational Equity. And Coaching for Educational Equity, it's a curriculum that provides opportunities for reflection and dialogue in a safe, productive, facilitated setting, paired with direct instruction in the components of institutional racism, their impact on student achievement. Participants will learn tools and protocols to ask honest questions of themselves and each other and listen deeply and build trust, and how to listen for uncomfortable responses. Engaging in this work together deepens our cross-racial alliances. And when we bring our heads and hearts together, we have a deeper capacity to problem solve, interrupt, and transform institutional racism through authentic dialogue about the roadblocks. Sifi is not here. I think it's in Lebanon. And I want to say that the training is in June, but I'm not quite, it is in June, I think. I did it and I did it online, and I hope that I can do it in person. It's a very, very different experience. And I would highly recommend it to anybody, especially decision makers, as it allows us to ask difficult questions. And decision makers are oftentimes designing and building strategies to improve our school climate, environment, and outcomes as well. And the last thing for tonight is there is an invitation for anybody in our school district to attend a showing of the movie Origin. Tickets are available for the 4 p.m. showtime this weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I know, 4 o'clock, people are probably still working. Oh, that's right, that's right. So please go if you can. All you have to do is show your employee ID, and then you'll be let in. We really try to make this as barrier-free as possible. But Origin is Ava DuVernay. I might butcher her last name. Startling scholarly drama about Black academic and her journey in writing a book about caste, the hierarchies created within human societies. And the protagonist, Isabel Wilkerson, posed as a better term than racism to explain the universal origins of hate. That's because she deems the subjugation and extermination of all manners of groups, from Jews of Europe to the Dalit people in India. The show is happening in Ashland at the Varsity Theater, Saturday, Sunday, Monday at 4. I hope you all go. And after this, there will be an opportunity for people to come together and have a round table to discuss the movie and the impact in the work for youth and families in our communities. Any questions I need to answer?
Thank you, Nancy. I was really, unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town this weekend and won't be able to make the movie, but I was really interested in the craft of the 3-day workshop.
Building your.
Yeah, crafting your equity lens. Do you know if there are, I know there are spots reserved for staff. I certainly wouldn't want to take one of those. Do you know if if there's a separate allotment for board members or how that works?
No.
I emailed Kelly, so
Okay,
we'll find
perfect.
out.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
And my own personal, my own personal view on this is that I think it's such valuable opportunities for us as we get to set the tone for our district.
Yeah.
So it's this balance of not just,
Yeah.
certain people. And I think that there is a possibility I think this is my assumption, that if there is like a set number and that number gets used, if there's more interest, I think that there's an opportunity to support more.
Great.
But
Yeah.
don't quote me.
Thank you for bringing these training opportunities forward to us. Yeah, I think they're great. Awesome. Anything else on
Back
that?
to you, Dawn.
Okay, back to you,
Sarah.
Dawn.
I have a lot. We'll start with legislative. Do you want me to go first, Sarah? So, just some tips of first of OSBA. Last year, they do a weekly call for LPC members on Fridays at 7:30 in the morning and at 12 or 12:30. And they used to write notes on this call and send them out, and they're no longer doing that. So we have to write our own notes. I left my own notes at home, but if you're ever curious, I have them. But also on Mondays, they send out a legislative update that everybody gets. And so if you're interested in that, that's a good place to read those emails. Also, OLIS, which is the Oregon, I don't know, legislative information system. Thank you, Sarah. That you can go in on the tab that says committees and go to the education committee for both Senate and the House. And there's some good information on what is coming up. And Representative McIntyre also does a Sunday night Zoom, and it's really interesting to hear her point of view since she's in a lot of the meetings for the House Education Committee, since she's on that. And she goes through things, but she also get what's coming up that week, but she also gives like some background and details that most of the calls I'm on doesn't have because they're not in the meetings like she is. So those are some areas if you want to be more involved. This seems like this session is, they've came out and said education is not on the top of our priority for funding. It was housing and drugs and mental health, I believe. Oh, and Measure 110. So, it's kind of a fight for money. So a lot of the things that are coming up, they're coming up to just so people know that it's important, and then it's just being moved quickly to Ways and Means and waiting on the list of getting money. But most of them, we know that it's not, nothing's going to really happen. It's a lot of this is prep work for next year's. So everybody knows like we're coming back with this. This is important. This is kind of just like the memo of, hey, next year we're going to be talking about this. So a lot of the things you're seeing are there just to kind of give the heads up that we're going to be talking about them next year. Today, Sarah and I and Michael text Senator Golden. There was a vote, I believe, on Senate Bill 1576, which is on recreational immunity. There was a case law this summer where someone had fell on some recreational land. It was on the coast and it was after a big storm. So the pathway wasn't great because it was on the coast and water had ran and the person had fell. So they had gotten money. And so there's PACE is really interested in this because they're afraid it's going to bring up our claims if someone is, for instance, on some of our property and they fall because of something, even though we try to maintain them the best you can, you can't always, fix everything. Right, accidents happen. So it could be a potential millions and millions and millions of dollars. And so we wrote a letter today about that, and hopefully the Senate, it's also an issue with the county parks, with the state parks, with everything where anyone can go to your open space and have an accident and then claim. So that's something that I do not know if what happened, but it will probably also go to the Senate, the House next. So if that's something that interests you, let me know and we can make sure that you're on there for next. Anything legislative else I forgot? I still have more stuff, but that's just the legislative stuff. OSBA is we're training, just kind of give you an update because I know that our OSBA board's been a little bit sensitive. And so we've been having some challenges. So we are having all board members are being trained with onboarding. The acting executive director asked us all to be, which I think is important because we have a new acting executive director. Haley moved to be her assistant. We are going to have new people in finance. We're having, we have Efren, we have a lot of new people. And so I think it's important for the board to be refreshed and all on the same page. So when a newer board member's like, well, they said this in board training, someone that hasn't had board training in several years won't go, what? And so we're all going to come together and have some board training just on the basics. And then we'll have our regular board meeting again in March, and we will have some time again to have a facilitator there to help us learn to overcome our challenge, some of our challenges. They gave us a link of what our top issues were, and so then we can talk about them. Yeah, and the executive committee will be saying some things too. That's coming up. PACE Day is coming up in April. If that's something that interests you, I think Jessica is going to PACE Day. It is free to go. The problem is the room and travel. They do not pay for the room and travel. They they will pay for one person per district to go for the room, but they don't pay for travel. However, I will be there and I will get paid for travel because I'm on the PACE board. So if it's something you're interested in and want to share a room with me, you can if that's something. But PACE Day is really great. They talk about a lot of the things that are really important to schools. Usually there's a lot of SAM cases and safety for schools. And I learn something every single time. So I just wanted to bring that up. And if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. Or Sarah, you want to add anything?
I will just say that there is because it's a short session, there's a big omnibus bill in the Senate right now. And it gets gut and stuffed with a lot of different things as smaller bills just can't make it. So really trying to stay vigilant and be paying attention or going to these meetings, and Brent's on meetings, I know. And so and Tiffany's been joining us with Greg and Carrie, and just so we can be paying attention, because things as they come down really start sliding in right at the end that can have a big impact. So just trying to be vigilant and paying attention to big bills like what's like that.
And there's a lot of bills that actually have changed quickly. The one that was supposed to help with 819 has added some stuff about employee safety, and a lot of the bills have like just transformed from like Monday to Thursday. They're totally different bills, but the same bill number. So it's really tricky. And a lot of the bills that I've been watching are like on Amendment 3 and 4, and like Amendment 1 and Amendment 3. If you weren't paying attention, you would think they were totally separate bills. You'd be like, what? How did you come from here to here? It's a big transition. So many of them are. That's it.
I just want to say thank you to both of you again. I had an opportunity to read the letters that you sent in support of the 1576, and just so very well written, and just appreciate you keeping up on all this stuff and advocating both your personal beliefs, but also things that will benefit the district or things that might harm the district. So really appreciate it, especially as I have little kids at home and business to run and stuff, that you're paying attention a lot closer. So thank you, and keeping us updated if we need to send in some testimony or text the legislator, which I'm sure they appreciate. So thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one was really quick. I just
Yeah.
wanted to add, we got an email at 6:47 last night to send to a letter to the senators by 12 o'clock today.
Yeah.
So it was like
These short sessions are no joke.
it's very short. So to kind of give everybody else, I mean, if there's something you guys are interested in, let us know. But like, I have a hard time turning it around that fast and writing a letter and then letting everybody know in return is a challenge. So I'm just want to put that out there. I'm not ignoring you. It's just, ooh, we have to write this by this time.
All right, thank you. J4, for information discussion, renewal of teachers and administrators contracts. So as you know, we reviewed that information during executive session, and we will take action on that at the next board meeting, correct? We have to do that by March 15th every year, I believe. So any questions on that? Okay. A draft of the next agenda is available for your review. If you have any questions or concerns about that, please let me know or reach out to Tiffany. Just kidding. She's laughing. No, you reach out to me. Okay. We are adjourned.